So, everything is fake and gay. The end. No, not really. Yeah. What the fuck, man? Everything is wonderful. I lied. It sucks. I don't know, man. If it wasn't for the bills, I'd be okay. Maybe. Just make all the bills fuck off and we'll be okay. Just get rid of all the debts and the bills that have caused the debts to occur and yep. I shall board myself into the room and live here in my prison cave that I've had for a while. Everything outside costs money. Everything in here costs money too, but I don't know, man. The fucking delivery apps suck. YouTube is fucking gay on so many levels. I mean, okay, YouTube. We'll start with that. That's a quick one. There's too many fucking ads. That's point A, right? Point B, which everyone I think also will agree with, is make it so you can share video shorts, okay? Why can't you share the shorts to your feed? That is also gay, which let's pretend like that means cool. And as opposed to the opposite of that, because no, it's not actually cool. But hey, don't worry, you turned rainbows into something that used to mean happy. I mean, wait a minute. Rainbows and happiness, that used to be like magical and stuff. You turn that into sodomy, right? Can't talk about that. That's, yeah, it's wonderful. It's fantastic, isn't it? It's great. It's fucking great. So, I mean, I don't blame that on YouTube. I'm just saying. It's a thing that happened. Anyhow, so yes, delivery apps. They suck now. They fucking screw the customers and run off with all the money, and then they're like, hey, slaves, I will give you pennies if you go deliver this. And apparently there's some motherfucking dumb people or something out there, and they're just like, the thing is, they get everybody on there, and apparently there's a bunch of like kids that live in their mom's basement and don't have any fucking drive their rich kids that have Teslas and they live in their mom's basement, or they're like rich retired people with fat pensions and social security checks or something, that are just bored and don't want to sit around the house, and I want something to do, so they just go out and they fucking get in their Tesla and they're like, oh, fucking deliver 20 orders for $10? Sure, why not? La, 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 la. I'll buy myself a big cheeseburger. And they fuck over everyone who's actually trying to make a living. They're like, let's go make people homeless. Let's go make all the real delivery drivers homeless. So that's what they do, and they go out there and they do that, or whatever. I don't know. Something like that, but I mean, these apps are fucked, man. I mean, for one thing, Walmart Spark, man. Night mode, have you heard of it? You do realize in the wintertime in most fucking places, it's like dark out at like 4 or 5 or some shit. And that there's still people out trying to order shit to like 10 or 11, right? So maybe don't blind your drivers while they're trying to drive. Another idea for Walmart Spark is, if someone is sitting in front of a store that is a Walmart or one of the other stores that your app covers, and they are nearby, maybe don't flood their screen with orders from stores that are 15, 20 goddamn miles away. And how about if you consider the size and weight of the kind of shit that people are trying to order, and the amount of items that people are trying to order, also depending on size and weight. How about you consider the cost of fucking gas based on the person's vehicle and so on and so forth, and you offer a fair fucking pay for it so that people can actually get their shit delivered and you don't have to have a bunch of orders canceled. How about that? Wouldn't that be neat, right? Imagine in a magical land, well, people could order their shit and get it delivered in a fucking decent amount of time. And the people that did all the fucking work actually got paid fairly. Wow. Wouldn't that be neat, boys and girls? But I guess the people sitting over there with their new swimming pools and their fucking private jets and shit that are stealing all the money don't think it would be very neat, I guess. I'm going to go be homeless pretty soon, probably, in the next, unless I figure out some kind of magical way to get out of it. Very, very soon, probably, very, very, very soon, probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could write out the deposit for a month and then fucking max out my credit card, get another credit card, get a loan. Fuck, I don't know. I'm fucked. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I've got all the damn equipment now ready to go, right? My car is running good. Aside from the AC not wanting to fucking kick in most of the time, car's pretty much running good. I mean, the battery's not that fucking old, really. Got new tires. I got a new phone for deliveries, and hell, I got a couple phones. You know, one is a backup as a spare that I could probably figure out some kind of way to get it to unlock it or whatever. And I got back of my car full of brand new catering bags and pizza bag, and got tons and tons of experience. I've done a good job with all the deliveries that I've done. Now, DoorDash, see what their problem is they're slimy assholes, and they rob you blind and fuck you in the ass. They don't listen to the people that are actually doing the work at all, and they don't respect us, and they don't care about us, and I guess they don't like being chewed out and bitched at. It's the one reason why I've had trouble with them, but I think everyone's having trouble with DoorDash, especially. I mean, all these delivery apps need to pull their heads out of their asses, man. I don't see how the fuck they even still exist. Like, DoorDash shouldn't, in any real market or, real world or something, without some kind of fucking magic behind the scenes, magically making it fucking work, that would not work. They would just go out of business and be replaced by somebody else that did a better job than them. If there was any kind of real, shit that was like, wait, actually being fair to the drivers and the customers and making a fair amount of money instead of ripping everybody off and screwing everybody, actually ends up with us getting more orders, and now we made more money, and now everybody made more money, and everybody saved more money, and everybody can afford to do shit. That's how shit works in a real economy. But this is not a real economy. This is a fake economy in the fucking Matrix or the Truman Show or some shit. So fuck y'all, right? I don't know. Holy Land. It's not. It's not. What? No, it's fucking Arcanti land. Conti Arcanti land. Arcanti land. Right? It's. Oh, you got to feed the demiurge. But his archons, the archons that serve the demiurge, are not very good at their job. No, they're not. I don't know. Maybe they are for like most people or whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm like me personally, right? Like I've observed this with a lot of other people too, right? Is that there's like a lot of people when they let go like hope for something or when like for instance you'll see people like lose their house, lose everything they own, shit like that, the stuff they've been trying so hard to hold on to, and you know you get this like burst of loosh or whatever from the pain and the loss and but whatever. But like in the end, they're just like, wow, it's like a huge weight is lifted off me and I feel free, you know? You've just like lost or degraded your loosh factory. How dare you? Like, how are you going to feed the chief archon properly if you don't fucking keep your loosh factory producing properly? What the fuck is wrong with you people? I mean, I've got to chew out these loosh farmers because they're going to get a bad yield. You're not doing it right, man. You're not doing it right. I mean, I think what it is, right, is that, you know, for one thing, it worked better in the past with the highs and the lows and the highs and the lows, extreme high, extreme low, extreme high, extreme low. And now you're just like long, drawn out periods of things being moderately shitty and bad, and you know. Yeah. Like, for instance, you know, I had, sometimes I would have, like, you know, horrible, nightmarish period of time that would last 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and like, no, it's just fucking, it's hell, and then I get like a few months where everything was fucking amazing and great, and everything's going great, and my life is better, and then it drops off and it's shit, and you know, my dog dies, my cat dies, my bird dies, my car breaks down, fucking, you know, whatever, like a bunch of shit hits all of a sudden, it's like, fuck, everything sucks, have terrible nightmares and, you know, spiritual attacks, and there's a bunch of assholes trying to fuck with me, and it's like, and then I'm just like, I can't fuck this, I can't take this shit anymore, and then it would go back to happy times for a while, and be like, oh, wow, you know, oh, look, I've met a new girlfriend. Oh, I'm so in love. Or I'm just like having fun and, you know, getting laid a lot or whatever, right? For a few months or however long, and we're happy and everything's great. And then my heart is broken and I'm crying and I'm so sad. And, you know, I'm just saying, that's gotta be a better loosh harvesting technique than what the fuck they're doing now, you know? You gotta have those high times for those low times to be right, you know? Because when you're just like, I mean, it doesn't hurt quite so bad as, I mean, really... I mean, what you want to do, right, if you can harness the most loose, you got to raise people up. Raise people up really high. You know? What the hell kind of roller coaster is this? You're just kind of like coasting along now. at like a fairly low level, not that high above the ground or just barely on the ground, and then what? You drop us like, oh my god, I just dropped fucking 5 or 6 feet onto the ground. Oh well, right? No. You gotta be like, raise people up, you know? Make it so they've got like, I've got $10 million, woo! And then you're partying and you're hanging out at the pool. You got a beautiful new girlfriend. You've fallen madly in love. And then she dies of horrible cancer right in front of you. And your fucking dog gets hit by a truck. And then, yeah, see, that's how you do it. The loose farming. I'm just saying, do I have to come over there and do your fucking job for you, you loose farming amateurs? Come on. It's supposed to be like, how's your own? Hey, my mom got out of prison. I was there to pick me up in the rain. Before I in my pickup truck, she got run over by a damned old train. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm about to hit some like dark. I haven't had any good, really. No, not really. I haven't really had any good, any true, real, like what you would call good times, really in years. Long time. You drop me down to where shit gets worse. It's just like, well, sucks, but it's not that huge of a fall from where the fuck I was already at. In fact, if anything, I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to lose the shit that I have, but at the same time, there's another part of me that realizes that it's kind of like, that on some level, it's like that song, the things you own you, like, it's kind of like a big fat anchor on my back on some level. I mean, I don't want to lose the shit, and that would suck, and I'd be angry and frustrated and pissed off and sad and blah, 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 but not too much because I've kind of been fucking worn out and drained with so much fucking shit. I mean, I hope I could control myself and not go psychotic and go fucking, like, attack people for trying to, like, what I would feel would be stealing my shit if they auctioned my fucking shit off. I mean, I'm surprised there's not stories on the news every day, Storage facility tries to auction, storage facility owner shot and killed along with his entire family. Home burned to the ground. Entire family of storage facility owner burnt alive. Storage facility burned to the ground, I'm surprised that's not all over the news every fucking day when these people are like, taking your money for years and years and years, and then somebody fucking like misses one payment and they just auction all your shit off, pocket all the money, don't even give you the money, and they're like, oh, you can't come in here because we've got security. I'm surprised I don't get fucking killed. En masse. Honestly. There must be a lot of fucking, I don't know. Very tame individuals that are running around here. I don't know. When you reach that level, you really still give that much of a fuck? I mean, I don't know. This place is weird, man. It's like there's the threat of violence, but it almost feels castrated here, doesn't it? Right? Like, you hear about these violent acts occurring and stuff, but for the most part, they sound completely fake and staged. Freaking gay! Huh? And you get confronted by people that are like getting in your face and threatening and all this kind of, oh yeah, well, yeah, you know. But it's like, I don't know. I'm sure there's some crazy violence or whatever. I don't know, but there's some restraint. You know, you see that, right? At least where I'm at, right? My situation, I can't speak for someone who, you know, maybe I don't look. See, here's my perspective, right? From where I'm at, and like I don't know if anything I see on the internet or, you know, YouTube videos or on TV or any of it, for all I know, that could all be completely fake, right? Yeah, totally. It could all be just completely staged and fake, like some shit made up in a Hollywood basement, you know? Yeah. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. You know? Could be the wars too, and like all of it, man. Politics, fucking all this shit, you know? God damn, dude. I need to upgrade my internal organs or something. If, you know, my character's internal organs, heal them, upgrade them, right? In the simulation here, I gotta get out and at least be healthy enough to go out and try and fucking go do shit, you know? It just feels like I'm wasting my time when I go out and try to do shit, you know? Just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and your whole fucking day is just getting wasted trying to fucking make money, and it's just like you're looking at the fucking screen, it's like, orders of shit, orders shit, shit, bullshit, 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 stupid, fucking bullshit, fuck you, fuck you. You know, it's just nothing but fucking shit for like hours and hours and hours, and then it's like, oh, this is not entirely shit. This one we could maybe make a couple dollars of profit on, maybe. I mean, it pays for our gas, and then maybe it gives us enough extra money so we could like buy some potato chips or something. And if we do this 50 more times, maybe we could like afford to buy gas for our car. Wow. That's what it's getting to be. It's a fucking slavery now. It's like, fuck you, pay me. I'm doing a job, motherfucker. I'm doing it good. It's like the better I get at it, and the more I fucking have the supplies to do it, and the more fucking experience I have, the more the customers supposedly, you know, have experience and like me for fucking doing a good job, the more they want to fucking rip me off and steal all my money and fucking put me on the street or whatever, right? Fuck you, pay me. Fuck. Hate this shit. I don't know. know, man. Is it like my tail to the fucking arc? I feel like, whatever the archons or the universe, you want to say, oh, the universe, it's what you gotta put out in the universe, your intention and blah, blah, blah. Like, is the fact that I want to get the fuck out of here somehow overriding the fact that I can't afford to have any alternative than the goddamn street somehow? And that there ain't nowhere to sleep on the street? Well, I mean, apparently there must be, but I don't know where the fuck it is. Right? How far do I have to drive before I can stop and fucking sleep without being fucking riled up and harassed or whatever? And like, even if I had the ability to defend myself, like, how dangerous would that be, right? Imagine you're armed and you're just trying to fucking sleep and you've got like a couple of inches, right, between your face and somewhere where there could be some gang of armed thugs, and you're asleep. And is it the police? Or is it another gang of armed thugs that isn't the police? Could they be pretending to be the police? Could they just be crackheads that want a cigarette? Who the fuck knows? Right? Does that sound safe to you? Doesn't really sound very safe to me. Sounds less safe if you're unarmed, kinda. On the other hand, who knows, right? I don't know. It's like, there was some guy that I couldn't quite tell what the fuck he was or whatever, wandered around a parking lot when I was at Safeway trying to put somebody's stupid fucking huge DoorDash grocery order in my car, and I was like, hey, how's it going, or whatever, and then he comes wandering up to me. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like a homeless person or somebody on drugs or whatever, and he said something about cigarettes. I just gave him a couple of Luckies, and he was like, thanks, and walked away. Always have cigarettes on you. That's a good fucking idea if you're living in your car. It's just an easier way to diffuse situations than trying to talk to somebody who you can't talk to, any sense to. Just be like, here, cigarettes, or have a chocolate bar, or some shit, Have some cigarettes, have some chocolate, Whatever the fuck. Here, chocolate. Here, have some chocolate. Have some cigarette. Have a good day. Yeah. So probably just say, oh, thanks. Right? I know that's probably a good idea, right? But maybe not too good of an idea, because then you start getting them like stray cats coming around. You got chocolate? Right? Whatever the hell, right? There's always the stray cat effect that can happen, I imagine, with that sort of thing. Especially if you're fucking hanging in the same area. But then you gotta be a dick, and then you got fucking people that become like hating you, and they're your enemies or whatever. Because if you're a dick to somebody, then they hate your guts. And they become like a threat and an enemy. But they're one that you can't fuck off. You can't fuck them up or kill them or something, because then the government will come along, and you'll get a higher level of enemy that you can't really defeat, right? At this point, yeah, the government that leaves those crazy drugged out psychos on the street is the same one that will come and get you if you try to defend yourself from them. Yeah. Or like if you just like say fuck off. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't think you can really just be a. I guess some people do it, but I don't think you can really just be like a total dick and a thug. Like if somebody's wandering around and comes up to you, like can you just be like, get the fuck away from me? Kick your fucking ass. Right? And then if they fucking blow up, can you just like beat the shit out of them or something and just they're on the ground just kicking the shit out of them. Fuck you, fuck away from, you know. Right? Because then you gotta sleep. Everybody's gotta sleep sometimes, right? Yeah. And they know that. Right? Yeah. Yeah, no. So you don't want to make enemies with people. And you don't want to be treated like some bitch that they just walk all over either. It's a very fine line. It's hard to dance around or something with the kind of world we got, right? There ain't no government protecting us. If anything, if somebody came up and was like harassing you and being a psycho or whatever, if you ain't got a bunch of money or if you're like a homeless person or something living in your car, they'll just as likely haul your ass to jail for trying to defend yourself from a psycho trying to attack you. Now, of course, if you've got some big, a lot of money and expensive lawyer and, nice, all that sort of shit, they're going to take your side over whoever's poor no matter what the fuck. You can be rich and probably walk down an alleyway and fucking beat a homeless guy to death with a fucking hammer or stab him to death or something, and the homeless guy could be like, they stabbed me, and they'd be like, oh yeah, well, whatever, buddy, fuck off, probably what the goddamn police would say, right? That's the reality of the world we're living in, man. It's a world that caters to the rich and fucking wants to put the poor in, death camps or something if it could afford to, pretty much. It's what it seems like. I'd probably, pay the guy for stabbing a homeless guy or something. I don't know, man. I hate this fucking place, man. Everything's getting worse, man. The poverty's worse, the crime's worse, the fucking cost of living is worse, the fucking shit going on in supposed nature is worse, the fucking the actual things like technology and just the ability to go get a good meal or a variety of things and everything. The service is shitty. I mean, you remember all these movies from like the past where you pull up to a gas station and somebody runs out, they're wearing like a gas station uniform and they're just like, oh, how are you doing, sir? Hey, what would you like? And you're just like, fill her up. And he's like, all right. He's like, hey, would you pop the hood? And he's like, fucking got the window. He's washing your window. He's getting under the hood. Hey, let me check your oil. Oh, hey, you're a couple quarts short. Low, you got some here. Let me add some more oil. Hey, all right. Hey, you have a nice day, sir. Because that's really the fucking way it was in the past, dude. It really was. That was the world we had, man. It was. And dude, now I'm not young enough to remember that level of service, right? I'm 42 going on 43. And that is like what it was like in maybe like the 40s, 50s, 60s, but it was still like, you know, serviced with a smile, and you could still, you know, they would still wash your window. I am young enough to remember them offering to wash your window and shit, and offering to check your oil and stuff like that. I remember that, and I remember what real gasoline smelled like when they used to sell actual gasoline that didn't have ethanol in it at the fucking, and you could like smell it. Yeah. Pulling up to a gas station with like totally different kinds of pumps, and yeah. And the people that worked there, they were much more friendly, and they were much more attentive and fast to be of service. They weren't quite as fast to be of service of like as like you see in the movies and like the 50s and 60s and shit, but even in like the, you know, 80s and 90s and shit, they were still like, they would wash your window, but like, you know, they might ask you, oh, you want me to wash your window? Right? But they wouldn't just start doing, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it was still like right on the edge of when that level of service started to drop off when I was growing up. And like, you went to a restaurant, man, they were, you ever see like these scene, okay, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, right? You know the scene where Napoleon is like at the bowling alley restaurant, he's or whatever, and he's eating all this ice cream and shit. You remember how the people at the restaurant were just like super attentive, and they're coming up and bringing in the ice cream. They all got smiles and stupid uniforms on, and they're like, Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy. Like, that's how it was at a fucking restaurant when I was a kid. That was fucking straight up legit. That is a legitimate portrayal of what it was like at a restaurant when I was a kid. Yeah. Like the level of service and people just busting into character and just like being super friendly and going way out of their way to fucking help you and shit like that. That's what it was like at a restaurant when I was a kid. Like the level of enthusiasm. You know why? Because they were making enough money to have a really good life from doing that, right? It's like worth it. They were ready to show up at work and be a goddamn Disney character or something and be like, yeah, I'm Mickey Mouse, you know, because they could make enough money to pay for their house and their fucking swimming pool and all that shit for doing that, you know? They raised a family and could afford to have nice things for doing that. If you worked at a gas station, you're like, hi, how you doing? Hey, would you like some gas? Would you like me to wash your window? How about some oil? Hey, want me to wash your car? Hey, would you like me to come around and suck your dick? No, I'm just saying, like, they were fucking happy to do their job because they were getting paid a wage that allowed them to have a good life. A very good life. They were happy to be at work. They were fucking ecstatic to be there. They weren't fucking miserable like, I want to kill myself, I can't afford to live, you know, which is what it's like now. Now we exist in this world where it's like, there's still like a bunch of people that seem to be perfectly fine because they're, I don't know. They're living on loans and credit, and they're comfortable with it, or they got rich parents, they got Social Security, disability checks, or they got fat pensions, or whatever it is. Rich parents paying for everything. I don't know. My dad's got a fair bit of money and could help me out a lot, but he, said I'm 42, and I think on some level, he's like, frankly, my deal, I don't give a damn. He's helped out here and there. He helped me out with the tires. He helped me out with a, better new phone than the one I ended up buying because of how much, I don't know. He sounds very unwilling to help me with anything like my debt and rent and all that kind of shit. I wish I didn't have to fucking even bring it up. I don't think I actually even asked him. I don't even feel all that confident to ask him anything. Because he certainly doesn't seem like he wants to help. I mean, he could totally afford to. He could afford to bail me out of all my debt. Just like that. Blink of an eye. Uh-huh. And he could have let me move in with him a million times. But it's never a good time, really. Maybe next year. And then when next year comes around, maybe next year. And then when next year comes around, maybe next year. That's how that works with him for the last 20 years or more. Pretty much. Oh, more than that. Really? Nah, probably about that. 20 years or so. Every time he's ready to let me move in, and he actually wants me to move in, then he throws so many obstacles in the way and so many ridiculous rules and demands that it makes it pretty much impossible for me to move in. It's like, well, you can move in, but first, I just need you to run faster than a locomotive and leap over tall buildings in a single bound. And then if I leap over tall buildings in a single bound and I run faster than a locomotive, well, then I've got to fly to Jupiter and bring him, or no, I've got to fly to Saturn and I've got to bring the ring back to him. And I'm like, but I can't fly. Well, what? Learn to fly. I mean, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just fly? What's wrong? Then if I fly and I get the rings of Saturn, well, then he's like, well, then now you got to go, fly directly to the sun and bring me all the energy from the sun. And it's like, I can't, I don't know how to do that. It's like, well, fuck. Well, Jesus, you kids today are just too lazy. He was telling me he's probably got rocks in his yard he can sell for more than $2,000 or something, and like that, about that amount would completely eliminate my debt. Probably give me enough to pay my rent and eliminate my debt and be fucking fine, right? He probably got rocks just sitting in my lawn worth more than that. But yeah. I mean, yeah, compared to me, he could easily, I mean, he says things like, "Oh yeah, for just moving in with me, I could buy you, I could get you, I could sell your car. We'd be willing to put down like $20,000 for you to get another car, and then blah blah blah." Like, but it's like he never makes it makes it so I'm actually, his stipulations make it so like I can't really move in with it, and he never offers actually for me to move in, or the offer changes, or whatever the fuck it is. He always adds so many stipulations and whatever to make it like impossible so that it never happens. Or he's gotta, yeah, I mean, as a parent, I guess the most important thing is don't ever let your children be happy, right? Don't ever let your children have any peace. Make them suffer eternally. That seems to be the. Hey guys, I think my dad might be the demiurge, but I'm not sure, right? I don't know. Yeah. Just a servant of the demiurge. I don't know. I've been working, been out making money and putting effort in. This is what he fucking wanted, supposedly in the past. Now he says, "Oh, just get a real job. Just get a real job." But like the system, the world's set up, so I don't know if I can get what he thinks is a real job or whatever the hell, and it's too out of my reach, and then the pay that you would make, even if I did get one, is not really good enough for me to get out of the hole. Nah. I don't see any fucking way to get out of the hole short of armed robbery or selling fucking crack or something, If I could. But even then, right, it takes money to make money. It takes having space to do things to make money. Like if I owned some land and I had a house, say a pole barn and shit too, right? Like there's all sorts of ways that I could just make money to cover my bills from right there. I probably wouldn't have to do too much at that point. And that's the position he's in. Plus he's got a fat, bright pension and stuff coming in, and Social Security and all that shit. So he's sitting pretty. I remember like what was it, last month or the month before, when I was like really struggling and had all these fucking problems with my car, and he wasn't willing to help with anything, and then my it was on its last legs. I knew it needed to be fixed, and couldn't afford to, and bills I knew I couldn't pay, and he was totally unwilling. And then I remember right after I have a conversation with him about my fucking bills being fucked, he's like sending me pictures of his new Spider motorcycle that he bought, and telling me about how he just bought his stepdaughter Katie a fucking new car for like $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 or some shit. Total bitch. Sorry, shouldn't say that. At least on recording, right? Oh what she did other than walk some dogs and babysit some kids or something, and fucking spread her legs for some dude or whatever, but she's taken care of, you know. I don't think she'll have too much to worry about. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you one thing. I think if you gotta be born into the world, you should probably be born as a pretty girl or something, right? Although they have problems too, don't get me wrong, but... Oh, absolutely. They have lots of problems as well. I shouldn't be insulting and say that she's not really even all that. You don't even have to be all that pretty. You just gotta not be 400 pounds or not be 600 pounds or whatever. And even if you are 400 pounds or 600 pounds, you might still be able to find some dude that will support you, or the state that will support you, or right. if they make you be reborn, be a pretty insist on being a pretty Jewish girl. That's the ticket, right? I don't know. You want to be a whore, like, because that's... Of course, yeah. I don't know. Or just a hot chick, right? But then again, you know, the hotness wears off after a while, right? I would imagine, right? And then you're left bereft. Now you can no longer be paid as much for shaking your tits on stage or whatever the hell it is you did. I don't know. I guess a man could be a whore too, but that gets more gross though, you know, because then you're talking about it's only guys for the most part that will pay for that type of service or whatever, right? So you'd have to be a gay man. I don't know. Feels like in this world, if you're not some special class, you're not. If there's a big club, and if you ain't in it, then you're getting fucked one way or another. You know, and it's a question of whether or not it's going to be beneficial to you at all or not. This world sucks.